All right, that's it. No more getting sidetracked. Today, I'm finally updating my video on removing AI from Windows 11. What I found is pretty surprising. Stay tuned. So the last time I covered this topic, I showed you how to manually remove AI features from Windows 11. However, this time, I'm going to break my one typical rule, and we're going to be using a script. Primarily because Windows AI has just gotten out of control, and going through every option manually would be like an hour-long video. But with that said, in this case, the script isn't even enough. So we're going to do some manual removal as well. But before we do, I've got some bills to pay. So check out today's sponsor. Are you still running Windows 11 unactivated because the license just costs too much? Then you should check out today's sponsor, VIP SCD Key, where you can get a valid Windows 11 license for around $20. Stop dealing with that stupid watermark and actually be able to change your desktop background with a valid license for Windows 11. Just go to the link in the description below and pick up a valid Windows 11 license key. During checkout, use the code CYBERCPU for a 25% discount. Once you have your key, go to your activation settings in Windows 11 and click the link that says Change Product Key. Enter the product key you just purchased and hit Activate. Now you don't have to deal with that stupid watermark. And check out the description for deals on not just Windows, but Office too. Now, on with the video. So today we're going to be using the Remove Windows AI script. This is a really popular script that's been kind of going around for a while now, and it seems to work really well. And typically I don't recommend using scripts, and there's really good reasons for this. For one, you don't know for sure what's even in the script. There may be Windows components in the script that the script removes that you don't want removed. Trust me, trying to undo what a script does sometimes can be really difficult, if not impossible sometimes. And that's another reason why I don't recommend using scripts, because if you ever want to undo something, it's a process. Sometimes it's not even possible, especially if you don't actually know what was done to get your system in the state that it's currently in after running the script. That's why I almost always recommend debloating manually, because that way you know everything that happened because, well, you're the one that did it. And typically, reversing the process is just a matter of doing the opposite of what you did in the first place. And also, when you manually debloat, you can skip steps if there's certain services or features within Windows that you simply don't want to disable. So for today, I'm going to show you how to remove every piece of AI that I can find in Windows 11. But you may not want to do that. You may only want to remove 90% or 60% of it. So you don't actually have to follow every step I show you how to do. Just follow the ones that you want to follow and then kind of make it fit your own desires. The problem with scripts, though, is they rarely give you the option to skip steps. But luckily, Remove Windows AI does exactly that. And not only does it give you the options to select which components you want removed, but it also gives you the ability to back up your original settings and restore them if you want it to go back to the way it was before you ran the script. Now, this undo process isn't perfect, but I'll talk about that more once we get on the system. In fact, you know what? Let's jump on the system right now and get started. Okay, so here we are in about the most clean and basic Windows 11 install possible. Now, what I wanted to do in this video right here is because sometimes some different features and whatnot can be different based on what operating system you're running. So if we go down to About right here, you'll see that I'm running Windows 11 Home, and this is 25H2. It's at least the latest updates when this video is being filmed. So this one right here, I wanted to do it on Home instead of on Pro, just for the fact that Windows Home has a tendency to have some more AI features than Windows Pro has. So if we're going to be stripping features out, we might as well do it with the one that has the most features. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go over and get the script that we can run to disable kind of the vast majority of AI. And to do that, you go over to GitHub. I'll go ahead and leave a link to this down in the description below. And then you don't actually have to download anything. What you're going to do is you're going to scroll down and you're going to find this right here. You're going to go ahead and you want to copy the command itself. Now, I use the compact command because, well, it's smaller, of course. And I'm going to go ahead and click that. And then at this point, we can go ahead and close Edge, close that. And then all we want to do is launch PowerShell. And then go ahead and run PowerShell as administrator. Now, before you actually run this script, I mean, obviously we did here because we were just in Edge because there's no other browser on the computer. But you want to make sure to launch Edge for the first time on the system if you want it to go through and debloat and remove the AI from Edge, because it will actually go through Edge and remove Copilot and things like that from Edge. So if you want that removed, you're going to want to do that. Make sure to open Edge, at least the initial run first before you run the script. So what you do is you go ahead and paste that script you copied right into your PowerShell and then hit enter and it should launch it. Now what I want to do is I want to make sure to check backup mode. By checking backup mode, it'll back up all of your settings for what it's actually removing or what it's changing on the system. So if you ever want to go back, then what you would do is you would run the script again. You would obviously check revert mode instead, and it would revert all the settings back to the way they were. But in this case, we want to go ahead and do backup mode. And at this point, I guess the best thing to do is just hit apply. Now, it's going to take quite a while for this script to run, but once it runs, well, that's about it. And at that point, we just need to restart the computer. So I'm going to go ahead and let this thing run right here, and I will meet you back here once it's finished. All right, so once it finishes, you should get this notice right here saying that it's completed successfully and asks you if you want to restart for changes to take effect. So we're going to go ahead and restart the system, and we'll see how well it did. Now, at this point, the majority of AI in Windows 11 should be removed, at least once the system restarts. However, my goal was to remove all the AI in Windows 11. There are a few settings that the script itself doesn't change, and there are a few apps that the script doesn't remove. Now, this isn't a criticism of the script itself. It's a very well-written script, and it does an extremely good job. It just doesn't remove all the AI in Windows 11. So for that, there's a few more steps that we're going to have to take. Let's jump back on the system real quick and I'll show you what they are. There's a few more things that we're going to want to remove. As you can see, there's no more Copilot. And when you open up Microsoft Edge, as you can see, there's no more Copilot icons either. So this right here does a really good job of stripping AI, but it doesn't strip everything. So there's a few things that I would recommend removing. So we're going to go ahead and click Start. Go to Settings, and then we're going to click on Apps. And then from here, we're going to want to click Installed Apps. And then the ones that I would recommend removing is, for one, like I said, you don't actually have to follow all of these steps. But if you want all the AI gone, then the first one we're going to have to remove is obviously Paint, because Paint unfortunately has a lot of AI integrated into it, and there's really nothing you can do about it. You can't actually strip the AI components out of Paint, but you can install an earlier version of Paint, and that's what I would recommend you doing. But unfortunately, I have other videos where I show you how to do that. We're not going to cover that in this one. Then the next one that I would get rid of is Clipchamp, because Clipchamp, it's a video editor, kind of like Paint is a picture editor, but Clipchamp also uses AI. So we're going to go ahead and uninstall that one as well. And then once we go from there, we're going to go ahead and close this. We're going to click on Start, and we're going to open up our old-fashioned control panel. And then from here, we're going to uninstall one last program, and that's going to be OneDrive. Now, OneDrive, this is kind of a controversial one right here. Most people don't like OneDrive because of kind of the way it forces you into using Microsoft's cloud backup. We're going to go ahead and uninstall this while I explain the problem here with it. The only issue that we have, though, with OneDrive is it doesn't actually use AI on your system itself. But once your system is backed up, it does use AI in order to classify all your documents and stuff like that. So if you don't want your data being trained on AI, then I don't know, I can't say for an absolute fact that they use OneDrive to train their AI, but I wouldn't doubt it if they did. So I would go ahead and uninstall it just for that reason alone. So we're going to go ahead and close this. So we're going to go back into settings again. And then from settings, we're going to go into System, and then from System, we want to scroll down to System Components, right down here near the bottom. And then from here, we want to look at Game Bar right here. We want to go ahead and click here, click Advanced Options, and then from here where it says Background Component Permissions, we're going to see Never. That means it can never run in the background. And then we're going to scroll down and we're going to push the Terminate button. This way, if it happens to be running at the time you do this, it will terminate it from running. And then from there, you should also go into Settings, then Gaming, and then go into the game bar itself. And then right here where it says Allow your controller to open game bar, you want to go ahead and uncheck that right there. And then optionally, you don't have to follow this one, but you can if you want to. You go ahead and launch PowerShell real quick, and I'm going to show you how to just eliminate game bar completely. And essentially from PowerShell, go ahead and run this application right here. And this should completely remove game bar, so you don't have to worry about it at all. Now, the reason why we got rid of game bar is because game bar gives you access to the gaming Copilot. And if we want to remove all AI, we're going to have to remove that one too. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and click on our little arrow right here, and we're going to open up Windows Security. Now, from Windows Security, we want to go into App and Browser Control. And then from there, right here where you see Smart App Control Settings, you want to go ahead and click that. Now, currently, right now, my system is a fairly freshly installed system, so it's still on evaluation. Now, what evaluation does is it uses AI to determine what kind of apps you use and what kind of apps you don't use in order to train itself into the kind of app patterns that you would normally use. Once this turns on, what it would essentially do is it would block apps based on suspicious activity. That's all based on what it learns through its AI. Now, if you turn it off, this is really important right here, because if you turn app control off, you can never turn it back on again without completely reloading the system. Now, I hear that there is a way to get it to turn back on, but it's kind of backwards and convoluted. So if you don't know whether or not you want to turn this off, then you might want to do a little bit of research on it first before you do. Me, on the other hand, I'm sure. So I'm going to go ahead and yes, I'm sure. Hit yes to the user account control, and it is now off. Now, this entire process was done on an x86 install of Windows 11 Home. This should work the same on Home or Pro, but I've noticed that Home seems to come with more AI than Pro, so I wanted to make sure to use Home for this demonstration at least. But your results in the end should be the same no matter which version of Windows that you're using, unless, of course, you're using a Copilot Plus PC. And that's because Copilot Plus PCs include a lot more AI integration. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those, so there may be a few AI components left over after following this process, but I can't test it out if there is. Honestly, my recommendation though is just to not buy a Copilot Plus PC in the first place. But from what I understand, Microsoft might be transitioning some of the features from Copilot Plus PCs into x86, so all that may change soon. But with all that said, one of the things that I noticed after stripping Windows 11 of all the AI that I could find is that the system is noticeably snappier. Now, on my system right here, I'm running Windows 11 on a VM just to make it easier to film this video. Snapshots are a really easy way to test certain processes and be able to jump back if they don't work the way that you wanted them to. But the other downside to VMs is they also don't run quite as fast as an operating system would run on bare metal. So when you make improvements to performance in an operating system, it kind of amplifies it. It makes it a lot more noticeable. And in this case, I could objectively feel the difference. But even better, I could actually see the difference too. Now, the VM that I'm currently using right now has 16 gigs of DDR5 6000 and 4 cores from a Ryzen 5 7600 all allocated to it. It's a completely factory fresh install using 3.1 gigabytes of memory during idle and after a reboot. That's about what I would expect from Windows 11. However, after removing all the AI that I could find, the system, under the same circumstances after rebooting and running at idle, was using 1.8 gigabytes. That's a savings of 1.3 gigabytes of memory. Now, that's a pretty substantial drop in resources. But if you look closer, prior to removing AI, we also had 7.8 gigabytes cached compared to 888 megabytes cached without AI. Now, the cached memory is essentially the memory that Windows has kind of taken up to preload programs or data in an attempt to make the system kind of feel faster. Since all we did to the system was remove Windows AI components, that means it was using 7 gigabytes of memory just to preload AI. I mean, that's the amount of memory that some systems come with at default. This is no wonder the system felt snappier. And no wonder I have to put 16 gigs in new systems nowadays. But this is without debloating the system too. I'm sure there's even more resources that we could save by making Windows 11, a little thinner. In fact, if you want to test that out yourself, then check out this video that I did last week where I show you how to remove Microsoft Edge, the same way that people in Europe are able to. Since Microsoft won't give us the version of Windows 11 that we want, well, I guess we'll just make it ourselves then. But as always, you guys have a great day.